At 6:20 a.m., we came across a large herd of buffalo. The safari vehicle carried 21 family members from around the world, filled with excitement and togetherness. But just 20 minutes later, all that peace was broken. The grazing buffalo herd. Just a few minutes later, at 6:53, 2 male lions joined 3 lionesses. The distance between them and a small calf was perilously close. In an instant, the lionesses charged and brought the calf down. A lion cub emerged from the nearby thicket. I quickly reached for my video camera, while my wife and kids started taking photos. As we were all still trying to make sense of the chaos, something unexpected happened. The buffalo didn't stand still. They gathered strength, moving forward as one. Led by the bulls, they formed a front line and launched a counterattack. But what struck me the most was the mother. She didn't back down. Alone, she stood against the pride to protect her calf. And in that defining moment, her bravery gave the calf a chance to escape. But that same act made her the target, and she paid the... A pride of lions seemed to have the upper hand during an attack on a buffalo herd. But things quickly spiraled out of control when the buffalo turned back and fought. Chaos erupted. A group of buffalo wheeled around, charging headfirst into the lions. An old lion, already injured, failed to escape in time. It was knocked down and trampled repeatedly for 15 relentless minutes. Its body suffered severe damage, left drained under the herd's fury. The pride eventually returned to intervene, ending the onslaught. The old lion survived, though badly wounded. After 4 years of limping through the wild, it now faced another life or death trial. In nature, only the truly resilient endure to the end. The calf was left behind in the open wilderness, and the watchful eyes of predators didn't miss the opportunity. On March 21, 2017, at the Mujahideen Reserve Veteran Guide, Cliff Butlin and his guests witnessed a life and death moment unfold right before them. At first, the herd had successfully rescued the calf from a lion ambush. But as they moved on and chaos erupted, the young one couldn't keep up. Alone behind the bushes, it called out for its mother, unintentionally drawing the attention of nearby predators. The lions turned back, honing in on the vulnerable calf. Its mother never returned. She may have been injured, or perhaps the herd rejected the calf due to the scent of lions now clinging to it. Cliff shared, "Everything happened exactly as I expected." One cry, and the calf's fate was sealed.
Okay, quiet.
Two lions, one old, one young, sat calmly, basking in their moment of triumph. Before them lay a buffalo calf, recently brought down. There was no rush. They rested, alert, their eyes scanning the horizon, watching for any sign of the herd's return. And then it happened. The ground began to tremble with the thunder of determined hooves. The buffalo herd returned, not as retreating prey, but as a force reclaiming their own. Out of the hundreds, one bull charged ahead. In a blink, it rammed the calf with a mighty blow, not to harm it, not back down. The lions hesitated, stepping back. Instinct told them the hunt was no longer safe. In the wild, strength doesn't always lie in claws or fangs. Sometimes it roars from the courage and unity of those who seem weakest. On a misty morning in the savannah, the Mangeni lion pride was tracking a large herd of buffalo. Alongside them were 9 cubs, young and still learning the harsh rules of survival. Suddenly, the buffalo turned and launched a counterattack. One frightened lion cub scrambled up a fallen marula tree for safety. But the buffalo weren't letting up. They surrounded the base of the tree, eyes locked on the tiny predator.
In the tree.
A leaf tree, the cub tumbled to the ground, landing right beneath the buffalo's hooves. By sheer luck, a branch caught on the buffalo's back, throwing it off balance. The cub seized the moment, sprang to its feet, and dashed back to safety. A narrow escape in the rawest theater of the wild. A massive male lion, alone and full of might, did the unthinkable. He brought down a full-grown bull buffalo all by himself. The confrontation took place in the dry riverbed of Biamiti, where the lion faced not only a massive prey, but also the fierce resistance of the herd trying to rescue one of their own. Amid clouds of succeeded in subduing the buffalo. It seemed the hunt was over, but the lion didn't stop. He used every ounce of strength to drag the carcass across the dry riverbed, undeterred by the heat and the watching eyes of the herd in the distance. Every step was a testament to power and will. This was more than a meal. It was a declaration. In nature, true strength belongs to those who never quit. Who do you think would win? A trio of lions, 3 hyenas, or a lone buffalo? But in a surprising twist, it was an Audi that got caught in the chaos. At around 9:15 a.m., 3 young lions and 3 hyenas were seen causing the lions to retreat a few steps. Seizing the moment, the buffalo broke free and ran, chased nearly 700 meters west. In a panic near the junction, it suddenly turned and rammed straight into a parked Audi. The car's front grille was shattered. 2 eyewitnesses, Sabiha and Rehana Mullah, recalled, "We were watching when suddenly the buffalo charged the car. It shook violently. It all happened in seconds." By midday, the lions had withdrawn, and the hyenas still lingered. But by 2 p.m., all had vanished. What happened in the end? No one knows. This wasn't just a hunt. It was a raw display of survival instinct and a reminder of the wild's unpredictable chaos. The unmistakable cry of a buffalo in distress. I turned to my guests and asked, "Do you want to witness this?" No one hesitated. All rushed to the vehicle, ready for an unpredictable encounter. Within minutes, we arrived at the scene. The Kambula Pride, about 22 lions, had encircled a fully grown bull buffalo. It kicked and bellowed, flinging off lions with raw force. Then another buffalo charged in to help, its horns aimed straight at the predators. A clash erupted, dust clouding the air. It was a brave move, but not enough to change the tide. In the end, the bull collapsed in exhaustion. The lions began their feast on the open plain, closing a dramatic chapter of survival in the wild. Largest bulls leapt onto the vulnerable bull's flank, but the buffalo warriors refused to surrender. The herd returned. Once, the lion pride launched a sudden attack. Hooves pounded, roars tore through the air. One buffalo was brought down, while the rest of the herd fled, watching anxiously from a distance. A tourist named Colin believed it was all over for the fallen animal. But then, about 20 buffalo returned. Their eyes blazed with determination. They moved in formation, launching a coordinated counterattack. Sharp horns thrust forward. Piercing gazes forced the predators to back off. In the midst of the tension, two bull buffalo even locked horns with each other, momentarily forgetting their goal. Yet the resolve of the herd was undeniable. Though the injured buffalo could not rejoin them, recalled, "I had only ever seen scenes like this on National Geographic, but now I saw it with my own eyes and felt incredibly lucky." Watching the buffalo come together to protect one of their own was deeply moving. It felt like they were showing us something profound, that in our hardest times, unity and compassion are the greatest strengths we have. Three lionesses charged like living arrows, targeting a buffalo bull separated from the herd. But instead of finishing it quickly, they aimed to exhaust it. One leapt onto its back, biting into the spine. The other two attacked from behind, trying to... Its cries echoed across the grassland. The herd turned around, tightening their formation, and charged like a living wall. Powerful thrusts of their horns forced the lions to temporarily retreat. The battle dragged on. The lions returned. The buffalo rallied again. At times, the wounded bull seemed on the brink of collapse, but the others never abandoned it. Just when all seemed lost, another wave of defenders would arrive. Finally, the bull ran out of strength. It collapsed, unable to rise. The lions, exhausted but victorious, settled beside their still-breathing prize. When the lion cubs arrived, the scene shifted. They pounced on the first bites with excitement, while the lionesses panted heavily, watching from a distance. This was more than predator versus prey. It was a testament to the power of unity, the instincts of survival, and the harsh beauty of the wild. As the dust began to settle, a startling sight emerged. A young buffalo, perhaps 8 to 10 months old, pinned down but still alive. Strangely, the three adult lionesses, members of the Nahu pride, did not kill it immediately. One of them quietly left the scene and let out a familiar call. From across the dam, 10 lion cubs, no more than 6 months old, appeared and cautiously approached the prey. This was the beginning of a survival lesson. Clumsy pounces, awkward bites, mingled with low growls and instructional nudges from their mothers. At times, the lioness would simulate a neck or throat bite only to release it, demonstrating the kill technique for the cubs to mimic. In that, both tragic and biologically profound. It served as a stark reminder that in nature, even the harshest acts serve a purpose: the preservation of life. In this 24,000-hectare reserve, where lion and buffalo populations are both dense, moments like these are not uncommon. Yet each time, observers can't help but hold their breath, witnessing instinct, instruction, and the unforgiving beauty of the wild in perfect harmony. Two buffalo calves thrashed helplessly within the tightening circle of a pack of African wild dogs. The scene was staggering claws, fangs, and the gut-wrenching cries of panic shattered the once peaceful morning. There was no warning, no chance to escape. The herd had been collapsed swiftly, becoming part of a brutal feast. The buffalo herd was fragmented. As some tried to regroup, lead dogs surged forward, triggering a renewed wave of panic. Two more calves were lost amid the confusion. One group of 4 adult buffalo and a calf was completely isolated, and the young one met the same grim fate. Just when it seemed all was lost, a mother buffalo charged back into the fray, bellowing fiercely, flinging several dogs aside with her horns. For a heartbeat, hope flickered, but it was short-lived. The pack retaliated en masse. Overwhelmed by sheer numbers and speed, the mother was forced to retreat, leaving her calf to fall. In under 30 minutes, 5 calves were taken. The heir